you guys doing? Because it is officially 40 minutes past 3. And it is the crossover show with me, Eden Bailey, and of course, my amazing one and only co-host, Mr. Bopper.
Gang, gang, how you doing?
Guys, I do promise you today's show is going to be a little bit different, giving you guys a jammed-packed show, because we have some special guests in the studio. We have, from Cape Town TV's very own show, Homegrown, presenter, CV, and co-producer, Sontando, up in here at UCT Radio. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having
Thank you for having us.
us.
I mean, you guys look absolutely amazing. I mean, you guys just give off like star quality vibes.
Is it? Yeah, as it
We
should.
receive.
As it should.
It's definitely not giving a face for radio or anything like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I can definitely see that I'm in the presence of like some TV presenters, some celebrities on a low key.
Which one is that one?
You guys aren't too.
Which one is that
No,
one?
you guys don't have a radio face either.
Thank you. I just think of it like that, you know, multitasking, you guys.
We at least hope we have the radio voices.
No, that's
Spot
that
on.
too. 2 ticks.
No, because welcome to the show. I mean, I kind of like the fact that we have two amazing creative people that has been in this industry as well. Siva, you are a presenter, and Santando, you also are the co-host and
Indeed.
co-producer of Homegrown. So I take it you guys have known each other for a while now, at least.
Yeah, Zatana and I have been working together for 2 years now.
2 to 3.
2 to 3 years. So.
Oh my goodness, your partnership has a degree,
You
basically.
guys
We're graduating this December.
Ne?
Yeah, we're gonna have a graduation party.
Yeah, and then exams and all that. Yeah, sure.
I love that. I love that you guys have a good dynamic between the two of you guys. And see, I want to start off with you. How did you get involved with Homegrown, and what has the experience been like while being a TV presenter?
Okay, so I joined Homegrown it's been quite a while. I think it's about 4 years now.
Wow.
I actually went on to the show as a guest presenter, believe it or not.
She stuck.
And they were literally like, oh no, Siva is so nice, we have to see her more than twice.
Exactly that. And then they called me a few days later, and then they were like, look, do you want to come guest present for us again? I was like, okay, sure. Had like 2 or 3 guest presenting shows, and then they're like, do you want to work here? It's like, yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so that's how I got into the team. I've literally grown with CTV. You know what's funny? I interviewed DJ Lloyd a few weeks ago.
Oh wow.
And he's watched my journey in presenting since I was like a kid. And he said something so profound to me. He said to me, oh my goodness, Sive, you've actually matured in your skill, and it's a beautiful thing to watch and see. So really, if it hadn't been for Cape Town TV, the platform, the show, I don't think that I could have been able to master the art that the way I'm doing it now. So that's what the journey's been like, growth, development, and meeting a whole lot of A-listers.
Oh, as it should be, as it should be.
No, I'm definitely here for it, and I'm here for your journey and growth. I find it interesting that like you didn't even like have to like send the CV, you know? They were there like, you know what, dog, we like your energy, we like your vibe, so come to us.
I guess though, like the whole guest presenter thing was an audition process as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I know they were like looking for people, and that's how it usually goes with CTV.
Yeah.
Like they are looking for people, then they'll call people in for guest presenting, and they know that they're actually sourcing for talent. So that was my process, I guess. Yeah.
So I just have one quick question for you, personally as an up-and-coming fan. So I'm sure right now listening, there's somebody at home. There's a young CV. There's somebody that's there like, wow, they've been following your journey and it's been inspiring, and they might be looking also to like get into the space.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give these people?
I'd say perseverance, and I know this might sound so cliche, guys. Even me, when I heard it, I was like, "You, Konini." I'm tired. Like I'm really tired. But honestly speaking, I auditioned from the age of 9 years old. I won't tell you my age now. But things finally feel like they are coming together, and it's literally taken all these years for me to get to this point. So I mean, from auditioning then to not getting anything, to now being in one of the biggest shows in Cape Town, and we're actually on DSTV, so we're national. It's definitely perseverance, and also like be unapologetic about who you are. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid, you know, because sometimes people like us who are in television, and I think Zatana can attest to that, we come across as too loud, you know, attention seeking, trying to make all those type of things. But, you know, that is what is wanted for someone in this industry. So you have to be bold in who you are.
No, I love that. I love that. That's good advice. When going into presenting in general, you have to be bold. You have to be unique. Just be yourself. Now, Santando, I found out that you're actually a co-producer and not just a co-host to the show.
Yes, I wear many caps.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it. But I mean, like that's two crucial, roles within the show as well. Do you feel that, it can be like beneficial to you as well, or do you think that sometimes it can be a little bit too much for you?
It can be a little bit of both. Being a producer, that means you've got the head start on everyone, on what's happening to the show. So it's easy for you to flex your muscle when you go into the studio. Like, okay, I know what's happening. So I'm chilled. I'm trying to relax.
Yeah.
But also, it turns to become a lot of pressure, because now you have to make sure that what you've been preparing before the show starts, you have to execute it to the best of your ability. And then to think that you have to write a script for another presenter, now you have to get into the mind of that presenter, trying to figure out their style of presenting. Now you have to learn all of the different styles of presenters, how do they present and how you can put it together, and also to add your own personal touch and personal personal personality into the show. So there's a lot of personalities into the show, so it's tricky to say it's quite difficult or quite easy. It's quite a little bit of both for me.
Okay, that's honestly fair, but you touched upon how at times the pressure can get really intense. It can be high, and honestly, I'm curious as to like how do you cope when it's starting to get intense? Like what are some coping mechanisms that like somebody at your level and standard use?
Well, you understand. You come back to your senses to, why did I even start doing this again? And then be like, oh, okay, because I love this. Oh, let's go on. As hard as it is, it's a passion that drives you at the end of the day. Because if you don't have the passion for it, you might as well say, today is a hectic day, tomorrow I'm not coming back. But if you've got the passion and the dedication, the discipline of it, it can be like hectic, but at the back of your mind, you're like, okay, it's cool. It's my job. I love it either way.
I love that. I love that you said that it is passion, because that is what drives you to go in this industry. It is a competitive industry as well. You have to admit there's a lot of talent out there. But to kind of like with homegrown, you have to find unique ways to captivate your audience and everything. So as a co-producer, and not just as a co-host, what are the aspects that you look at when preparing for the show?
Preparing for the show?
Yeah.
Oh, what's trending? I think everyone's like, what's trending? You have to add some flavor. You have to add a little bit of what people are into. But you really have to take a look at what people are mostly interested in terms of who are you speaking to, who's your market, who's your audience. Speak directly to that audience, and it can be easier for you if you understand who your target audience is, and to understand the whole culture of music, because you're a music show after all. So we cannot base our content based on hip hop or boom or what's not. We have to be inclusive of all genres, inclusive of many diverse form of music. So it's taking bits of this and that, bringing it together, and to make a great show.
I mean, I would also say that it's staying constant and relevant with what's going around social media as well. You have to be aware of your surroundings and everything.
Indeed.
And Siri, I mean, you are the center of the show. You mentioned earlier on about being yourself and being bold. What are some of the ways that you try to engage and captivate the viewers, or even your interviewers when you do have interviews on the show? What are some ways or techniques that you implement when you are hosting?
I think one great aspect about me, and this is something that has come as, I don't know what's the word, a skill, I don't know if that's, for lack of a better word actually, is that I have great people skills. Like me connecting with people, it comes very easily, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it becomes so scary, you know what I mean? Like, imagine interviewing a Makati, one of my previous interviews, and you get to this hotel room and it's herself and many other artists. So what's the first thing I need to break the ice, because you know what I mean? So crack a joke, because that's the kind of person that I am, you know what I mean? So those are some mechanisms that I use, before the interview starts. I'll already even start asking questions, just to break the ice. So how are you, how long have you been here? Start just to find out about the artist, even though you have done your own personal research, but you have to actually make the artist feel like, look, this person knows me. For instance, my last interview with Malum Cool Cat, I know that he's a thrifter, you know what I mean? So I rocked into the interview, and my first thing was like, you know what I did today? I went thrifting, because I knew I was going to speak to you. I mean, and then in the interview, we got into that, the culture, how it influences his music, and so on and so forth. So it gives it that personal element, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's like now we're buddies, but then at the end of the interview, it's cut, okay, bye. You understand? But then that connection is what really helps. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair. And there's something that you said just now, right? I feel like you guys have been spitting bars and dropping pearls, so there's a lot to pick from. And one thing that you said that stood out for me is some of the people that you've interviewed you really enjoyed, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm just curious as to, like, for each of you, your favorite interview or the the favorite artist that you may have interviewed together as a team and maybe individually.
We did a show last week together. And
that was a nice one. That was a nice show, though, because I feel like we were in the element and it was really like our vibe.
Enjoying ourselves.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing also about our show is that because we also cover events, so when we get to an event, it's like, okay, we forget we're here to work.
But we forget to
But
work.
we forget to work.
fun,
Then we
but
have,
work.
you understand? So, yeah, that's and because I feel like we have the same vibe. So, but we haven't really interviewed an artist together.
Not together. We haven't really done one together.
But we've done shows together.
Yeah, I don't think. It's tricky.
Do you know which one is nice for me? The interview we did with Fleeky.
Oh yeah.
So Fleeky
yeah.
is this. Fleeky is. She's not upcoming anymore. Oh, she's arrived. So Fleeky, you guys should absolutely check Fleeky out. Shout out to my girl. She is a hip hop artist from Cape Town. She's doing big things right now. She's on big platforms. We did her like in her come up.
In a come up.
That was a nice interview that we did together.
I think that's the one. That's the one that I can think.
Yeah.
It's right there, but.
And
It's
then-
right there, but it's not the number one. I don't know. Yeah, I've done a lot, so I cannot really pinpoint.
Who
which
was your
one.
favorite personal artist?
Can you pass that question?
Oh.
I'm not trying to pick sides. That's why.
I'm gonna think of one for myself.
Yeah.
I've done so many. I'm not trying to sound,
Subtle
but
flex.
but like I've been with Homegrown for so long. But Shekinah,
Love her.
yes,
Love you.
Yes.
People vibes of her.
yes,
You do.
is it?
Yeah,
Is
and
it?
Beyonce vibe. I'm getting
Is
one
it?
studio. Sassy vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, that is my favorite.
No, because I mean, it clearly shows. I mean, the dynamic you guys have, the relationship that you guys have is quite strong, and it shows the experience. And I mean, you said you go to events and you just enjoy yourself, so it doesn't feel like it's work.
Work.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about what you're doing. But what's your overall advice for anyone who wants to get into this industry, who wants to start off from the beginning, from the bottom? Anything you've learned so far as being not just a presenter but also a co-producer as well?
One, I would say, go for it. Go for what? Go for what you love. Be consistent. No, there are hurdles throughout the way. There are a lot of things that are going to come up and try to mess your state of mind, to discourage you and what's or not. But if you understand who you are, where you're going to, just stick to that. Stick to the principles of it.
I think for me, it's I was stuck in this mental state for the longest time during when I felt like things weren't happening for me. It's that thing of waiting for something to happen. That goes to what you're saying actually. That thing of, oh, someone must just eye me already. Oh, and complaining. Oh, no one's opening up the industry.
No one's discovering
No one's
me.
discovering me. Hey, sana uzoyithola kanjani uhleli ekhoneni.
Go out and seize it.
Go out and seize it. I mean, start a YouTube. Do something. Move.
Starts with a film.
Get up. Do something. Like, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That's it.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the industry is quite competitive.
Yeah.
You have to stand out somehow.
You have to stand out somehow. You have to. And you know what? Like long time ago, we used to have long audition lines. I remember, like you wake up at 4 a.m. to go to an audition, and there are thousands of you. But these days, people don't get discovered on the internet. Do you know what I mean? So put yourself out there.
Yeah, you guys have it. If you are interested in this field or industry, you heard it from Homegrown's very own celebrities here, star guests.
Not
Star
Not celebrities.
guests. In our own way, we like to think of ourselves as celebrities here at UCT.
Right.
I mean, if I'm being honest, speaking to you from like interviewer to interviewer, sometimes we look to shows like this and we take notes because I feel like one thing I've realized in general is you're never gonna get to a point in whatever field or industry you're in where you're like, I know it all. It's
Yeah.
a thing of constantly learning and
Yeah.
just being open to learn. So hey, yeah, to us right now, celebrities.
We love to see you guys. But before we end the interview and everything, you guys have been together for a while,
Yes.
right? So I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions, fun questions, just to see if you actually know each other. With spicy.
As long as you don't sabotage our friendship, we're good. You see where this is going? Okay.
Sive, what's one word you would describe Sentando?
Opportunistic. Is that an English word?
That is.
Okay.
And it's a big one too.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you.
See the say what now?
Opportunistic.
Opportunistic.
I'm still a co-producer. You know
You're
that,
an
right?
opportunist.
Whoa.
Okay, it's fine.
Sentando, what's one word you would describe Sive? Because I can see she has a lot of words that you can describe her by. She has the personality, the boldness.
You know what's top of my mind right now?
Go for it.
Bubbles. So I would describe her, and she's a bubble, a joy of bundle. You know, when she comes into studio, she's got this thing with her. Just listen up, just laugh, just have fun. So she's a breath of fresh air. And why am I even saying this? You said opportunistic.
No, in a positive way, not in a bad way.
Actually, no, she's not a good person.
You should be proud to be an opportunist.
Child.
Can I just say this? This has been very beautiful so far because like it was just supposed to be one word, but like it wound up being an essay. How amazing you are! Come on.
Exactly, and she's just said I'm an opportunity.
That is a good trait.
But
That's a
this goes
positive
back
trait.
to what we were saying before about like seizing the opportunity, and apparently like when Sive sees you, Zotando, she sees somebody that always seizes the opportunity.
You understand who has the drive? One thing about Zotando has the drive to do anything. Whatever opportunity comes, Zotando will seize it. That is what I've learned about Zotando, and that is a good trait to have. Something that you should be proud of.
Okay, I can see you all are up against me, but it's fine. I take it as good things. I love it. I love it.
But love to see it. And last quick question. I feel like this might be difficult. And it's the simplest question ever. But Sive, what's Sontando's favorite color?
Yo.
Because I
That
feel
is a
like
different-
if
that
you
is a
don't know,
difficult question.
yeah.
I know Zotan white. You dress a lot in white. Yeah, right. Even our camera guy agrees. Isn't white your favorite